you read the title of the video. I went absolutely colossally insane during the month of April. I spent a little bit more money than I originally wanted, even though I never set a budget, so that was mistake number one. But I don't regret anything that I got because everything was a great deal. You know, it's just like every deal starts piling up and then all of a sudden you have a uh-oh, the deal isn't dealing, you know? But now I'm going to show you the dolls that I got because I need to talk about them and I need to talk about how good of dolls they were. And so I did the math, well, kind of, before this, and I believe I bought 7 dolls in April, but I only have 6 of them, like, around me, and I can't even pull out the 6th one because it's in a box. Then I'm moving, so I can't, like, take it out right now. It's kind of packed, but the rest of them I took out of packing. That one was just really stuffed in there, and I didn't want to, like, break the foundation of my box, you know? So that one's kind of, stuck in there. But the rest of them I have out. Okay, so we're gonna start with the doll that let's see if I can pull her out. She was the doll that kind of broke my month of April, which is kind of funny because I honestly don't even collect. Okay, no, I cannot get her. I don't collect these line of dolls, but I can pull it on my phone. It was an LOL OMG. Yeah, it was an OMG doll. And I don't collect those. I think they're really, really cute. They're just, you know, not for me. I find a lot of value in a bunch of other dolls, and I find value in them. I just, you know, they're just not for me, so I don't really collect them. If I can find it, here we go. But, I found this really cute doll at Walmart. So, my college bestie and I went to Wally Worlds because that's what we do every week to, like, make ourselves feel better from the hellish little week. And I saw her. If we could focus on her for a second. Okay, this is horrible, but I found Cowgirl Cutie, I think was her name, for $5. For $5, in-box complete, obviously. But she was $5, and I needed her. So this is a photo of her in my dorm. It was the reason, she was like the start of my April, I deserve a little treat, and my little treat turned into multiple treats throughout a week, but it's fine because I was happy. And I think that was the happiest I was. It was the month of April because I just kept buying things. But okay, she was an in-person Walmart find. The rest of them was, you know, I was waiting for Skulltimates to come out. That was the big thing that I bought in the month of April. Yes, okay. I was waiting for Skulltimates to come out. So, you know, we went to Walmart like basically twice a week at this point, my friend and I, and we were checking the, you know, the end caps and the displays, and we're checking it all if we can find it. So I was like, okay, I think I have to go on to online shopping, as if that was like, as if I was gonna die if I didn't go to online shopping. So I went to online shopping, and I found a Bradzilla listing. Now, if anyone knows me, I think you know pretty well that Bradzilla's is one of my top, like, everything doll lines. I love Monster High, right? Like, this is, you know, my little shelves back there you can't really see because, well, focus, right? Aperture, love her. But Bradzilla's is kind of like my second everything, and I really regret not getting majority of them when I could, especially when they were clearancing out. It's like one of my biggest, because they go for so much now, and it makes me really sad. Like every other collector, it's like, oh, well, no, it's like you know, you were 2, you should have already been thinking about buying a house. Instead of a house, I should have been thinking about buying every doll line that I wanted so that I wouldn't have to pay the ridiculous $5,000 million hundred upcharge that people are charging now. I know I'm exaggerating, but I don't like people when they do that. I just want to like find a cute little deal. And so anyway, to the point. This is Yasmina. This is Yasmina, Midnight Beach Yasmina. She does glow in the dark. I did test it. I mean, obviously she's very green. Her inside eyes are so pretty. This seller did something with her hair to make it so soft and so just like, you know, straight and down. I don't know how she did this. Polypropylene hair is like my worst hair type that I've ever experienced. I think it's everyone's hair type, but she has her hat. So she has her hat and her wrap and her shoes. So those are my requirements for looking for Bredzilla dolls. Is really I want their capes and I want their hats, because you know the canon version of Bredzilla's is they don't get their powers, they don't have their hats and their capes, and I was like, well, they need both of them. Girl, can you stand? So she has to have both of them so she can keep her powers. She obviously does not have earrings, which is fine. I'm okay with that. But everything else she has. Her tattoo slays. If you would focus on her tattoo. Yeah. Maybe. Yeah. Fortune teller, goddess. I love her. I think I paid 30, yeah, round it to 33 for her. Yeah, I'm really happy with her. She was my first online find of April, and I was like, well, now I have to get more because it's spring cleaning season. And the person who was selling her was like, yeah, I want to downsize, and it's spring cleaning season. And then something just clicked in my brain, and then I went a little insane with everything else. But by insane, I mean I think I spent more money than I anticipated, but it's fine because I was working, had jobs, I had 2 photo johns lined up like right after, so I was okay. I was totally happy with this, and I regret nothing. Yeah, so I found Yasmina. Okay. Keep in mind, the only Bredzilla Midnight Beach doll that I have at this point is Stella, and I have her in box. So I probably won't ever take her out of box just because I think she's so pretty in there, and her like packaging and how she's posed is really cool. So if I ever find a loose one for a really, really good price, which I have seen a couple of them, I'm just trying to hold off and seeing if I can find like a Megana or a Fiona. Okay, so I found her a Macari, by the way. This Yasmina, I found a Macari. And then I decided I was going to be a little bit more insane and look on eBay and then look at more Macari, and then I was like, well, what's on Facebook Marketplace? Because I never look at Facebook Marketplace. I thought Facebook was like a really scary place. I have a Facebook account. I've had it since like I was 5th grade, but I never used it just because I thought Facebook was scary. But then I was like, people sell dolls on there. What type of dolls do they have? And then I found a cute little listing for 3 Bredzilla dolls in the box, but they were sold individually, so it was a listing that showed all of them and had their prices individually, but I saw that they had 2 Midnight Beaches, ones that I did not have, such as Jade and Sasha Bella. They had them in box. So, I obviously had to get them, right? She was listed as 40 on Facebook Marketplace, and so was Jade. So, together, wait, no, I think they were both, one of them was 40, one of them was 50. I forgot the price. The point is, both of them were gonna be a lot of money. Wait. Okay, so this person has an antique store, and they actually put the price on the box, but on Facebook Marketplace, if this ever focuses, yeah, but on Facebook Marketplace, it didn't actually say this price, so I think both of them were $45, and I asked as a launch shot, because I really only wanted to pay like 30-ish for both of them, like around in the 30 margin for each of them in box. I kind of you know, I hit up the seller and I was like, well, can you do both of them, but for like 67, because I was too scared to say 65. And she said yes. She said yes. Oh my god. Funny enough, Sasha Bella is like the Breadzilla doll that I'm kind of completing all of her first. Not by choice. She's just the easiest to come by is what I figured out. So here's the front of her box. She's in really, really cute, good condition. Her hair is not in a bad shape or anything. Here's her price tag too. She was $39.99 like Jade in store. And then here's the back of her box, which again is in great shape. It has some wear and tear on the sides of it, obviously. So like, you know, the last two I need would be Megana and Finana? No. Finana? Fianna. Fianna, I need you. And Megana. Megana, I think, is more, within, like, my lifetime that I'll be able to get her, because I have seen sellings of her sold. Makes me really sad, but I'm happy that that collector caught her. But, I do need to stock a little bit more. And this is Jade. Oh, dude, I don't know what they did with Jade. They just made Jade, like, one of the best Breadzilla dolls to come by. Maybe it's because she has hearts, and I just have a really big thing for hearts. I think I just really like hearts, and that's my bias talking. But her box is also in really good condition. The only issue with Jade's box, though, is that the top, her top of the box, if you hold it like this, it starts to peel a little bit. Like, I don't know if anyone else can see that, but yeah, it's kind of peeling at the top. And I was kind of thinking about unboxing her because of that, but then I was like, but like, in box Jade, I don't know. I think it's a lot easier to find them out of box, even if they're missing like their sunglasses or maybe their earrings, like this Yasmina. But then I was thinking, well, but finding them in box complete is a lot harder without paying like $50. And I got these for, you know, 67 together. That's a really good deal in my opinion. I'm willing to pay a little bit more for Breadzillas because, well, I love them so much, and their line really only lasted for like, what, 1.5, maybe 2 years. They had like 5 doll lines within the line. What do you, like Midnight Beach, the signature one, the budget one, you know, like the different names. I don't know the word, but I got them and I was like, I think, no, I'm not going to say this is my best finds. My best finds are at the end, because they're the last things that I found, and also was the time where I thought, I need to take a break, because that was when I was going insane. But moving on, I think I actually found this doll, this little ghoul. I actually found her, before my 2 in-box Breadzillas, and I think before my Yasmina even, but I had to talk about them. I just love them so much. But here is, okay. Another opinion, very strong opinion I have, is that Haunted is the best Monster High movie. I don't care what you 13 Wishes people have to say. That was a phenomenal movie, yes, but Haunted, you cannot touch it. Spectra is my everything, my one and only. I wanted to be her. I think I became her in aspects of not gossiping, but in like the journalism department, girl, I am her. Literally working in a newspaper. But here is Haunted Claudine. So, I have the full line of the original characters, but I do not have the Getting Ghostly line. I've been really trying to collect the Getting Ghostly line because this line does mean so much to me, and I am very picky when it comes to this line. You know, like, they have to have the things that they come with, since they are a budget doll, you know? For me anyway, they have to come what they come with. So, obviously they have to come with their chains, which Claudine does come with, like, her ridiculous amount of chains. Have to come with their boogie sand, right? And then they also have to come with their shoes, right? That's like the bare minimum is shoes. But they have to come with their boogie sand, and they have to come with their chains. So finding a doll that has the chains minus the boogie sand or the boogie sand minus the chains is really easy. But finding it all together, I don't know what these kids do. Do they eat them? This I can understand. This looks flavorful. This looks delicious. But these, what happens to them? I just want to know. But here's her. Here she is. If she focuses again, please focus on Claudine. On Claudine, not on me. Okay, hold on. So her bangs are kind of a little messy, not gonna lie, but that's just because it was transported to me, and then I had to transport it back home, so her bangs are a little messy-wessy. She does have a glue seepage that I will have to be treating. I really want to wash her hair because it's just, it's quite, well, you can see it. It's quite not soft, but she has everything that I was looking for, and the only getting ghostly haunted doll that I have is Spectra that my boyfriend got me for my 17th birthday, and I cried. I cried in front of him because I was like, I don't want to expose myself as that crazy doll person. But once he left, I cried because oh my god, it's Spectra, and it's from Haunted. Anyways, we're talking about Spectra, who is my everything. And I have a Gold Sword Spectra now. I do have her racket, by the way. No ball, but I do have a racket. It's in the box, safe and sound for moving purposes, that I will not be taking out because I don't want to lose it. But, yeah, I've been stalking this doll on eBay and Mercari for like a good year, and I just couldn't find a good deal. And this was Jen's parting gift for me in college, which I also cried when I received this doll. If you couldn't tell, I really like Spectra. So I think I've shown you her face enough times. Here's her cute little tennis outfit because she's a tennis girl. Look at her shoes. Stop looking at me. Look at her shoes. I think I'm gonna cry. She's just so good. Like, she has all of her jewelry, all of her accessories, minus the ball, minus the diary, but those I'm okay with because the ball, I can just make one out of clay. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with a little arts and craft project. The diary, I can look it up online and, like, I don't know, print it, PDF it, pirate it. I can work away with the diary. But now I have her. The last Spectra doll that I need is swim class. Now we're moving on. we're moving on to another Facebook Marketplace deal. Oh, by the way, I got this Claudine. I don't think I mentioned this. I got her on Depop using Jen's account, and I just paid her back for it. So Depop is another source you can use for dolls. But they're really expensive. I was surprised I only got her for $35. Did I pay $30 or $35 for her? I paid one of those numbers, I remember that. But either way, I am willing to drop $35 for a haunted doll. Cause look at them. Look at this. And then the shoes, dude. I needed her. There was no other option. Okay. So now we're gonna move on to the last purchase that I made in college in Jen's room. It was a very impulsive decision. It was another Facebook Marketplace deal. As you can see, in April, I discovered Facebook Marketplace and I never went back. So this is the last one that I bought in college. So I got Scaris Cleo. Okay, so her hair is quite beat up, right? We know this. At least I do. But she has her hairpiece, her barrettes. Hello? Her hair is kind of in layers, which is making me think it got cut, but I'm trying to think optimistically and hope it didn't. But you know, she has her dress, she has her bracelets. I think she's missing the blue bracelet that went here actually, but I'm okay with that because she came with like 3 of these triangled ones, and I actually really like these triangle ones, so I'm okay with that. She is missing her scarf and her purse, but she has her anklet on her shoes and her barrette, and she was $10. $10. Granted, with shipping, she was 15, but still, it's scares Cleo. It's scares Cleo. Oh, she also has earrings. They're just tucked behind her hair. But hello. I have not found a Scaris Cleo, for less than 30 in this condition, in years, partly because I haven't really looked, but she goes for a lot, partly because I think people sell the Lagunas and then keep the Cleos because Cleo is gorgeous, right? Because they came in a 2-pack V, but like, she's gorgeous, and every Cleo doll doesn't disappoint. I don't know what they put in Cleo, but they just made her spectacular and beautiful and the best, one of the best Monster High dolls, period. And I'm saying that as a really biased Spectra person. But now we have to move in to the dolls that kind of broke me in early May. These were also a Facebook Marketplace deal that I drove to with my mom because I want to be kidnapped. And I regret nothing. I thought originally I was gonna get 3 dolls, but the description wasn't very clear, and it turned out to just be 2 of them, but it's fine because it's 2 of them that I wanted. Realistically, the deal wasn't as, you know, what was advertised, I guess, but I was excited. I was really run with over emotions. I wanted them. So, okay, so, this is obviously Haute Couture Cleo. Like I said, Cleo never missed. When she came back in Gen 3, mwah, minus the boots. The boots were a little questionable, but Sculptimates, which I do have, I will be getting them at the end. I just wanted to show these because I'm, oh my god. Yeah, so thing about these is that they're actually unboxed, so they're just kind of like in the boxes. The only thing keeping them from not rattling right now is a bunch of tissue around them. So unfortunately I can't really open Cleo without a bunch of tissue falling, and I put it so meticulously that you can't particularly, what's the word? You can't grab her without an avalanche forming of tissue. But I do have photos of her to prove that she is out of box and gorgeous. And ooh, I did get a Haute Couture Cleo for Christmas in inbox one, so obviously she's inbox. And she was also wonky, like her eye was kind of like over here, and I got really sad about it. But you know, it's Mattel, it's Haute Couture, they don't care about quality with them necessarily. They're like, well, you paid us $70, so that's what you get. It's like, well, I kind of wanted her face to be correct, you know? Okay, and then Dracula, who also is in massive amount of tissue, but I left her like that so you can still actually see her. She is out of box as well, but it's fine because she has everything. They both have, you know, all their accessories. So Dracula has the camelandria. That's not how you say that. The candle that you hold. I'm not gonna butcher that today. Cleo has her diary, her backpack, her Scarab backpack. So like they have everything. The only stipulation with them is that they were out of box, and I was fine with that. So both of them together was 140, and at the time I thought there was going to be a additional doll with it, like a loose Rainbow High doll that I didn't have originally. So I was like, okay, slay, it's just extra. And then I got there and she was like, oh no, it's just the two of them. Which at that point I thought it was just, you know, them out of the box, but then she pulled up with the boxes and everything and I about screamed and died, and then I was like, well, now I need them. So I got them with no hesitation for 140, so that means that, you know, they're retail. I paid the price of retail for them to be out of box, which, you know, people can argue that's a good deal. I think that's a good deal considering that Cleo, the cheapest I've seen, is 110 in box, and she was 70 when she came out. And then Dracula goes for like, I don't even know anymore, dude. I just stopped looking because she was just insane. Same with Elvira. I don't know what's going on with people, but they're just insane, and I think we all just need to collectively touch grass. But can you tell what's my favorite find? So next we're going to talk about my Skulltimate dolls that I got with Jen. I have unboxed all of them except for Frankie because I bought 4 of them all at once. And I was like, well, I can only afford 4 of them right now because I want money to print on my portfolio for like my major. So I was responsible and didn't get one of them, and I was like, okay, well, which one would I leave behind, if any? And I was like, Frankie. I'm sorry, Frank. Sorry, Frankline. But they just didn't do it for me as much in the stock photos compared to like everyone else. The first one that I got was Claudine because I love Claudine. I just thought she was the best Skeletor. Really? That was really it. So as you can see, I do have them. And I'm not going to show you every accessory. I actually might review Frankie and then I'll review the rest of them. But like I've already unboxed her and she's freaking gorgeous, by the way. I'm so happy she was my first. This is really bad lighting. I'm so happy she was my first Skeletor doll, and by first I mean I picked her up for first. I bought her, like I scanned her first. So she was my first baby of my first wave Skeletor line. I'm getting kind of scared because people in Europe are finding the second wave already. And this was already like 130. I don't know if I can. I just said I spent 140 on 2 dolls, but I need to save again before I can drop another 130. Now we have Draculaura, which, okay, ultimately, if I could only get one, it would have been Draculaura, even though Claudine was my favorite, and Claudine was like the best one in my opinion. I do think Claudine, at the time, was my favorite one, right? But I do think I would have gotten Draculaura, like, no matter the circumstance, just because of, well, how scalped she is, and also just, like, I got one with perfect bangs. Like, perfect bangs? Hello? Anyways, slay Draculaura. All I gotta say about that. Oh, I guess I can show you Frankie. I said this before, I haven't unboxed Frankie, so Frankie's box art is still on, sealed. Can we focus on Frankie? Thank you. You know, everything's here. Oh, can you stop falling? Where's the barcode? I don't know if anyone wants the barcode, but here's Franklin's barcode. Oh, there we go. If you need it for any purpose whatsoever, there's her barcode. Even though I doubt she's gonna be sold out anywhere because she's kind of the least one that everyone doesn't really like. or not likes, but just like, you know, the least liked one. Ooh, this is Jen's favorite collectors, Laguna, because Jen loves Laguna. And Laguna blew me away. Blew me out of the water. I'm so funny. Here's Laguna. I think she's lit. Like, she's just so pretty. She's just so good. Yeah, Laguna slays. She also has hydrangeas. Hydrangeas? Okay, I've forgotten how to speak, but it has my favorite flower on her top and her shorts. So I really like this Laguna. And then my the last collector doll, oh my god, is Cleo! So in Gen 3, I think my favorite character personality-wise is Cleo. Probably because I haven't seen Spectra very much, because I really watch the 5-minute clips that Monster High YouTube gives me for free, because I don't have Paramount Plus and I really don't want to pay the money for that. But look at Cleo! Oh, did something fall? Something open? I hope nothing fell, but Cleo I think is my favorite in all of them now. Here are the keys. Yeah, I love Cleo so much, and I think I was a little bit more biased because I just watched an episode where Cleo was like the best character again, and I was like, yeah, I think Cleo is my favorite, simply because she's amazing. But then I saw the doll, and then I was like, oh no, she is just, I think, the best one. So I am in between. I think, yeah, honestly, I think Cleo is my favorite Skelector's, not Skelector, Scoltmate, line. And that's coming a lot from Draculaura, you know. Draculaura is subjectively the best one, like, design-wise, but, I love Cleo. Cleo's my fave. Claudine was my fave. Cleo is now my current fave, which is funny, because they had a rivalry in Gen 1 that now doesn't exist, but, it's okay. So going over my finds, you know, we have Draculaura, get in there. We have Scoltmates, Scoltmate Secrets. We have my awesome Ratzillas, inbox. We have Scarus Cleo, who's going to need a lot of work, like just a lot of work, but like oh my god, yeah, Scarus Cleo, Ghoul Sports Spectra. Need I say more? She's just awesome, and I'm biased because Spectra is the best Monster High character. You cannot tell me different. Thank you. Then we have Haunted Claudine. Love. What else more is there to say? She's just great, and she has everything, because this is literally everything that she came with. I actually don't know if they came with stands, if the Getting Ghostly came with stands. I don't recall on the top of my head. I think they did, because they were supposed to be floating and the stands made them float. But, you know, she doesn't have a stand. I keep thinking in this, like, perfect world, when I have access to a 3D printer, I have the stands, you know, from, like, the original wave, like, the new characters that came out. It's like, you know, Porter and Kiyomi and all them. I was thinking about taking that stand and then just reproducing it with that 3D printer, you know, in a perfect world where I learn modeling and get everything right and I'm just awesome and perfect with everything. Then I would do that. But till then, I just have to pray that somebody just gives it to me, because I'm not spending $20 for a stand. That's not happening, babes. Yasmina. I've just been playing with her hair ever since I got her, and she was actually one of the yeah, I've said this like twice in this video. She was one of the first dolls that got me into my chaotic, I need every doll, and I need them now, frenzy after the $5 one. I do count Cowgirl Cutie as like my opening into it, but I'm gonna be real, it was really Yasmina that did it in for me, because then I kept looking at Macari, and then I was like, well, Macari and eBay aren't doing anything for me, what if I checked Facebook Marketplace? And then I found and then I found them, you know, and then like my world changed, and I was like, well, now I need every doll that I ever liked, period, because I can find good deals and I have the disposable income to get the good deals, so I'll just get them all. And I ended up going overboard because I wanted a little treat in April, because I thought I worked really hard all year. I didn't spend more than $50 per month on like expenses or going to McDonald's. You know, I was like I like to think I was really good with my money every other time throughout the year. So April was like, you know, my brain went, ooh, treat, spend money. So I spent a lot of money on myself, which is actually really big for me, because I'm usually always buying gifts and stuff for the people, which is like not a bad thing. I just feel like I kind of forget myself in a lot of ways, of like, oh, I can just put this doll on a wish list and somebody can get it for me, or like, oh, I need to prioritize this other person right now. I'm so sorry, Cleo. And you know, it goes from there. But I'm really happy that I prioritize myself, really. I'm just happy, like, looking at all of them in front of me. I kind of feel like a maniac, a little bit insane, now that they're all in front of me, around me. I can't get over this one. Yeah, I feel no regrets. These little treats at the end of college, the treats during college, just made it worth it. And I made it through my first year of college. This was like my hurrah to myself. I still am kind of on the maybe I shouldn't buy any more online dolls for the month of May, but then I looked on eBay and I was like, ooh, the deals are here. And then I was curious and looked up Monster High Minis, because I love Monster High Minis like to death. And I found a little playset for minis where it had like a toilet, and that kind of sold it for me. I haven't bought it. I don't know if I'm gonna buy it yet. I'm really trying to convince myself that I don't need it, but something in my brain is just clicking and it's going, you need it, because look how like funny the toilet is. Anyways, if you don't know what it is, it's the Monster High Minis. It's like, ooh, it's literally a replication of the catacombs, which I am like right next to. You can't see it, and I can't really bring my camera to show it to you, but it's literally a replication of the catacombs, or actually the school. What am I talking about? It's a replication of the giant school, just really small, really small, and it's so cute. So I think I need a. I think I have a slight issue, but it's not hurting anyone. I'm happy. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. Thank you for staying, for this, however long duration this video was. I appreciate you coming to see my finds. I loved finding them. And it makes me happy to share it to like the next 17 people who watch this. Yeah, thanks for watching.